Next, we're looking at 4, and this is a circle, so that's the name for this one. And the symbol we use is just a circle with a point in the middle, and next to it we put a P because we're looking at circle P. Okay, so let's go down. You're going to do A, B, and C on your own first, but I also have some examples here as well for you, but there's all kinds of examples we can use. So name a pair that have adjacent angles. Now we know pairs are adjacent when they share a common ray, but they don't overlap. For instance, angle RMV is adjacent to angle VMW, right? They share the common ray of MV, and they don't overlap. So those two right there are adjacent. Now we also have a few other ones, right? We could have done angle VMW is adjacent to angle WMZ. Okay, notice how I'm keeping M in the middle because that's the ray we're looking at. That's the angle that is common. Okay. Next, name 2 rays. Again, there are all kinds of rays in here, but I'm giving you 2 examples here. Ray MR and ray MW. So MR, MW. I mean, you could have also done ray MV. You could have also done ray MZ. You could have also done ray Z to M or ray RM or ray RW. I mean, there's all kinds of rays in this diagram here. Name 3 segments. Okay, so segments are just 2 points that connect with a line. So I have segment VM, I have segment MRWR, I have segment ZV, but there's all kinds, right? You could have also done segment ZM or segment RM or segment VM. Remember, segments are just 2 points that connect. Line segments are 2 arrows at the end of the lines with 2 points. Okay. Let's scroll down. So here we're going to show examples of a right angle, acute, obtuse, and straight. So let's review. A right angle is, of course, an angle that equals 90 degrees. An obtuse angle is anything larger than 90 degrees. And then acute angle is anything less than 90 degrees. And then, of course, a straight angle is when it equals 180 or a straight line. Let me put 180 degrees for you. Okay. Let's kind of scroll down and fill in some blanks and learn some more vocab words. So an angle is when 2 rays have a common point. All right. An angle is when 2 rays share a common point. All right, so when the sum of 2 angles equal 90 degrees, then these angles are said to be complementary. Okay, we'll build on complementary in the future, but when the sum of 2 angles equal 90 degrees, then those are complementary angles. Again, when the sum of 2 angles equals 180 degrees, then these angles are said to be supplementary. People tend to get complementary and supplementary confused, but we'll build on these in the future. I just want to make sure you have a clear understanding of the definitions right now. Let's build down. Adjacent angles are angles that share a common ray and do not overlap. Okay, we just did that example in question 5A here, but adjacent angles are angles that share a common ray and do not overlap. Vertical angles are angles that are opposite each other when 2 lines cross. Okay, so let's kind of go up to 5 really fast. Angle RMV is vertical to angle ZMW. They're right across from each other, so they're going to be the exact same angle. The same thing would go for angle VMW is vertical to angle RMZ. These 2 angles here, if you're not sure where I'm looking, right here, these 2 angles are going to be the exact same as comparison of I want this color. These 2 angles here will be the exact same measurement. They're vertical to each other. So let's kind of go down. And then lastly, a linear pair of angle is when 2 adjacent angles are supplementary. So linear pair of angles is when 2 adjacent angles are supplementary. Okay, so let's kind of look at some examples of supplementary angles that are not adjacent. So these 2 angles here, if it equals 108 and 72, they're going to add up to 180 degrees. So they're supplementary, but they're not adjacent because they don't share a pair or a linear pair. Complementary example that are not adjacent is 42 and 48. They'll add up to 90. But we also have some examples of adjacent. So this is adjacent supplementary because they share a common linear pair. And this is complementary because it has a 90-degree angle and we have something cutting in half. All right, that's all for today. Let me know if you have